Hi, this is Encounter with a Cloaking Sasquatch, short and breakdown, with two cams from Berry County, Michigan on 4/11/22. This video clip is from a much longer 1-hour video with a full hike with lots more information. I'll put a link in the description below. It's called Encounters with Cloaking Sasquatch in the same area. Pond Preserve in Berry County, Michigan is on 67 acres of private land, open to the public, surrounded by 38,000 acres of state land just south of Otis Lake. And this is the same area that I pulled this video footage from last year in October. Picked up by my rear-facing camera. This is a Sasquatch holding a skull. I'll also put a link to that video as well in the description. Okay, this video clip starts off, I'm already deep in the woods, and there's a fallen tree behind me, and there's a couple cloaking Sasquatch hiding around that tree. Be a good spot for morels here pretty soon. Sasquatch don't eat all the mushrooms up. I'm sure they do. There certainly is a ton of freaking areas to hide in here. More than I thought. The more I look, the more there is definitely cloaking possibilities back in that thick brush, even with no leaves whatsoever. I can't even imagine just trying to find something. All the leaves bloom on all those different varieties of brush out there. That is generally why I come out here during this time of the year, is you get a better idea of the lay of the land before it gets all covered up. I'm like seeing all sorts of shit down here in that brush, but so do you catch that? On the right side of that tree in red there is a cloaking Sasquatch, the first one, and it's holding a skull. Here's a couple stills. The backwards camera picks up more. Here, let me show you. And these are enhanced stills from the frontwards camera. I'll go by these real slow for you at 2 seconds each, and the backwards camera picks up more details. I'll try to break it down a little bit more with that. Okay, the number one cloaking Sasquatch on the right is the one you just looked at. This is from the backwards camera. And the second cloaking Sasquatch is in the center there. This is a pasture at one time, but I knew that.
good spot for morels here pretty soon. Sasquatch don't eat all the mushrooms up. Sure they do. Certainly is ton of freaking serious hiding here. More than I thought, the more I look, the more there is definitely cloaking possibilities back in that thick brush, even with no leaves whatsoever. I can't even imagine just trying to find something with all the leaves bloom on all those different varieties of brush out there. Generally why I come out here during this time of year is to get a better idea of the lay of the land before it gets all covered up. Seeing all sorts of shit down here in that brush, but go take a look. Don't have any hopes of finding any reptiles yet either. Maybe I can hear some spring peepers out. Tree frogs generally.
Okay, I'm going to give you a closer look at this. This is a baby Sasquatch holding on to a cloaking adult. And you won't see the adult, but you see a half cloaking baby Sasquatch. I'm going to try to break this down for you here. I'm going to loop this a couple of times so you can see it a little bit better. You can clearly see the outline of the baby, even though it's blurry. The adult is probably the outline of the burnt looking area that's in the shape of a body. No details on it whatsoever, but there's not any burnt part of that tree anywhere. I'll get to that. Okay, this is a cloaking Sasquatch, and this following clip is from Swamp Ridge Hike in Berry County, Michigan on 5/16/22, and I have to make a comparison here to something I've seen in here. Let me show you. Okay, what I found here at the end of that arrow is something that looks like a fly that goes clockwise that I think is part of the effect of cloaking that are similar in both these cloaking Sasquatch. And yes, that is an arm to a juvenile half-cloaking Sasquatch. And here we have with the red arrow, a fly-looking thing going clockwise, and it is exactly the same as the other one. Part of the cloaking effect is not perfect. Here's some enhanced stills in a side-by-side comparison of the cloaking Sasquatch on the right of the tree. As you can see, there are no signs of bark being burnt anywhere on this tree. Okay, cloaking subject in red. In green is the skull that he's using to amplify the sound waves. In green here is a leg. I believe here in yellow is a possibly young, distorted by the sound waves, of course, hanging onto his leg. I also think there's possibly a juvenile hanging on the arm that he's holding the skull with. Quite often the babies are hanging all over an adult Sasquatch. This one I think is hanging on the arm that's holding the skull, the butt facing towards us, is a baby Sasquatch that's all messed up from the cloaking because it's so close to the skull where the act of cloaking is going on. I'll show you another example here, and you can decide for yourself that quite often hold babies up and have them hanging all over the place, and they face them backwards. Odd shapes, I'm guessing. And I'll put a link to this video as well in the description below. Hey, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Helps the channel. Thanks.